Hello and welcome to My AI Mate Learning. In the previous tutorial, we got familiar with various features and options that My AI Mate Playground has to offer, and how you can make great animation very easily using various code blocks available on this platform. Today, in this tutorial, we will learn all the code blocks present in the motion palette one by one and how we can change an object's position, orientation and direction using these code blocks. After covering all the motion code blocks, we will use some of these to make a very cool animation like this one. So, let's get started. First of all, let's load up My AI Mate Playground. Just go to myaimate.com and click on the playground option. After the playground is fully loaded, you will be presented with this screen with various menus and options. We covered this interface in depth in our previous tutorial regarding the introduction of My AI Mate Playground interface. Before moving forward, let's add a backdrop and a sprite which will help us to understand the effects of various code blocks. One of the coolest features of My AI Mate Playground is that it has a huge collection of cool backdrops and sprites to choose from. Once you have added your sprite, make sure you click on it in the sprites pane here. A selected sprite will have a blue highlight around it. Now it's ready to receive code. We are going to start by adding an events block which will tell our code when to run. Click on the events tab on the palette and drag the first code block with a green flag on it. This is a mouse click input block, which means that whenever we press the left click mouse button, whatever code we add underneath will run. Don't worry if you don't understand the other code blocks present in the event section. We will cover all of them in a separate video. Now let's go to the motion category here. We will see the effect of every code block present in the motion tab on our sprite here. Now let's go to the motion category here. These blocks control the movement of your sprite. Now we will drag and drop each code block one by one and see how it affects the movement of our sprite. We will start with the first code block which says move 10 steps. Just drag and it should fit right in with the events code block like a jigsaw puzzle. Now let's left click on the code block and see what happens. As you can see, our sprite moves 10 steps forward when the block is clicked. This block is used to move the sprite forward or backward depending on the number of steps and the sign assigned to it. You can increase the number of steps it takes with each click by increasing the amount of steps in this area. As you can see, now it takes 50 steps with each click. We can also make the sprite to move backward with this code block. We just need to add a negative sign in front of the number of steps and the sprite will move backwards. Let's see how. Now let's move to the second code block. Delete this code block by right clicking on the blue code block and selecting the delete block option. This code block says turn clockwise 15 degrees. It is used to rotate the sprite with a particular degree value. As you can see, when the sprite is clicked, it rotates by 15 degrees in clockwise direction. We can also control the amount through which the sprite rotates by editing the numeric degree value. Adding a negative sign to the degree value rotates the code block in opposite direction. In this case, it rotates in anti-clockwise direction. Let's see how. The third code block is same as the second one, but the only difference is it rotates the sprite in anti-clockwise direction. Let's select the fourth code block. When clicked, this code block will move the sprite to any random location on the screen. If we select the mouse pointer option, the sprite will move towards the mouse pointer when clicked. Now let's move to the fifth block. This block allows us to enter custom input for the position of the sprite. Let's set it to 0, 0 and change the x and y coordinates one by one and see how it affects the position of our sprite. As you can see, entering a positive value in the x coordinate moves the sprite forward and entering a negative value moves the sprite backward. Now let's see for the y coordinate. Here, when we enter a positive value in a y coordinate system, the sprite moves upwards, and when we enter a negative value, the sprite moves downward. Therefore, by using this code block, we can move our sprite anywhere on the screen by changing its x and y position. Now let's move to the next block. This code block allows us to glide the sprite to any random position or to the position of the mouse pointer. As you can see, the sprite takes 1 second to glide to a particular random position. We can change the amount of time it takes to glide by editing the second step. Now it takes 5 seconds to get to that random position. Now let's move to the next code block. This code block is same as the previous one, but here instead of giving a random position or the mouse pointer, we can set the coordinates where we want to glide the sprite. Moving to the next block. This code block points the sprite to a particular direction. We can change where the sprite points at by changing the values of angle. Moving to the next code block. This code block points the sprite towards the direction of the mouse pointer. Now, moving forward, we have 4 code blocks related to the position of the sprite. Let's go through them one by one. The change x by 10 code block changes the position of the sprite by 10 steps left or right, depending on the sign of the steps. Moving to the next block. Using the set x2 block, we can set the x coordinate of the sprite. The next 2 code blocks do the same thing but for the y coordinate system. Let's see how. Change y by 10 block moves the sprite 10 steps upward or 10 steps downward depending on the sign. Now let's see the set y2 code block. The set y2 code block sets the y coordinate of the sprite. This code block is very interesting and helpful because it helps the sprite to stay in the screen, and when it goes to the edges of the screen, it bounces it back. As you can see, the moment the sprite leaves the screen, it bounces it back. Moving to the next code block. The set rotation style code block gives control over the rotation of the sprite. When left to right rotation style is selected, the sprite will only rotate left and right. The don't rotate rotation option will prevent the rotation of the sprite by other code blocks. And when all around rotation style is selected, the sprite will rotate normally. The next three code blocks are basically checkboxes which gives us info about the x and y coordinates and direction of the sprite. As you can see, the x and y coordinates of our sprite is 0, 0, and also the direction of walking is also 0. Now let's use some code blocks we learnt about earlier and see how these settings change. We will use a set x2 and set y2 code blocks and also a point in direction code block. Now let's change the values of these code blocks and see how the info on the screen changes. As you can see, when we set x and y to different coordinates, the info on the screen also changes. These checkboxes are helpful for knowing the x and y position of our sprite and also the walking direction of our sprite. With this, we have completed all the code blocks present in the motion palette, and now we can move forward and design a cool animation with the information we have learned so far. Using the information we just learned about the various code blocks in the motion palette, we can easily make a flying character animation like the one we saw earlier in this video. Let's start by choosing a character to fly with. Now let's pick something this cat will fly past. To make our character look like it's moving or flying, in this case, we can move the scenery behind it. Let's use the Change X code block in the motion palette to move the building across the screen. We will use a negative number to make the building look like it's going past our flying cat. Now we will repeat this code by using a repeat code block from the control palette. Don't worry, we will cover this code block in depth in our future upcoming videos. We can use setx command from the motion palette to make our building start from all the way to the right. Zero is going to be in the middle, so let's try a higher number like 250. Let's try this code. As you can see, we were able to move the building past our flying cat successfully. Now we will use the forever control code block to repeat this command infinite times. Now for the final step, we will start this script using the mouse click event option. Now let's see our final animation. Congratulations! You have successfully created a very cool animation using the code blocks of the motion palette. This brings us to the end of this video, and in the next tutorial we will be learning the code blocks of the looks palette. We will be making many such cool animations and games further in the series, so till then stay tuned and happy learning from my AI Mate team.